had started at PC knowing that I was queer. Eventually I came out as trans, and that's been a really interesting journey, really sometimes rocky. I looked up, I literally probably searched Providence College LGBTQ, Providence College gay, and I found Shepherd. Shepherd became a really big role in our lives.
So I'm on the Shepherd exec. I actually joined my sophomore year, the beginning of my sophomore year, which was the start of COVID. Being involved on the inner workings of everything, so I saw when they were, like, we discussed trying to have, like, a drag person on campus, and the fact that, like, even that, which isn't inherently linked with homosexuality, was not allowed. So really just trying to fight against these, like, the shame that PC has for its LGBTQ plus community. I would love to be a part of it.
One of the first controversy events we experienced was in relation to the PC's Proud series that we've done in the past. We had gotten the event approved for the year, and merch was ordered, shirts, buttons, pins, all these fun stuff. And about 4 days before, I want to say, we were just told, no, you're no longer allowed to do this. So at first we proposed the series week as Friar Pride, because it's just a saying that is used everywhere on campus, from athletics to classrooms, except when you talk about the LGBTQ+ community.
We were all proud with the basketball team. I'll speak for myself. I was like, okay, we're going a little bit on this Friar Pride thing, and it's like, but not if it's associated with the LGBTQ+.
You know, we say that we have Friar Pride in literally everything, and it's just so interesting that it feels like only certain students can be proud about being a friar. I don't know that I say that I go to Providence College with pride. I don't think even now, in my third year in, I can say that confidently and be like, I'm so proud to be a friar, because there's so much that's so wrong still.
So I was a new RA this year. When I came in, we were talking about these bulletin boards. So we have them in all of the dorms. It's fine. You can put your personal information on there. And I'm like, okay, yes, A, I'm a part of Shepherd, and B, I'm a part of the LGBTQ community. And they actively were like, you can't put that you advocate for this community on your board. You cannot put a rainbow flag on it. We can't see it. And I'm sitting here why? I was like, I'm an LGBTQ plus person. I was like, I have no shame in it. But the fact that it was weirdly put as we don't have the precautions for you to put this here, and I'm like, I didn't realize that my identity was that much of a threat on this campus, and the fact that we should be protecting people who think it's not inclusive to have someone who literally looks like me on this campus is beyond intolerable to me.
I think PC Proud being the name being shut down was one of the first moments that I realized that I was going to face some backlash here. Even students around campus who are not sure of themselves or not sure of their gender identity, sexuality, or not out or questioning allies, I think that it sends a message that we're not fully accepted here.
When I first came out to my friends and everything, I was like, you can just tell whoever, I'm okay with it now. So people told, my friends told people, and spread the word basically. And I definitely got some backlash from people. A lot of people were like, she's faking it, that's not true. So I definitely distanced myself from those people, but along with that, I think I've experienced a lot of fetishization from people. People definitely treat me differently, and just kind of tokenize it in a way too.
One of the turning points in figuring out who I was when I was in Civ my first semester, sophomore year, and I had a professor who went off book, off of anything relevant to the class, and was violently transphobic. I had gone up to my seminar professor and told him that that wasn't okay, that a professor shouldn't be allowed to say something like that to a class. And he laughed in my face, and I didn't have the strength at the time to report it and have it go up and deal with the consequences or the lack of consequences that would come from reporting an incident like that.
So I think one of the things that my executive board has asked for desperately in executive boards in the past is just a rule book of like what we're allowed to do and can't do as organizers for the community on this campus. But there's been no lines drawn for us to organize and into what capacity. So due to that, every event kind of happens on an individual basis. It's approval process. So we never really know what we're getting into anytime we propose an event.
It's 2022. It's obvious that you have these people on your campus, and trying to silence or shame them as if that erases their identity is disrespectful, intolerable, and the fact that it's like, well, this is a group that's a part of your campus. You know, you support all your other groups and their events and everything, but it's like, this doesn't work.
I'm a first generation student and I'm just trying to graduate, and I think a lot of the time in the classroom you really have to think about, it's like, is it safe enough for me to say something where I won't be penalized for it? And if it's not, is it worth risking my own education for it? So there's a lot of that going on, but you know, you learn the names of the people you should avoid and you do your best to avoid them.
I think that it's a beautiful community of people that I think anyone should be proud to have on campus.